Hello, class. As we are now in week 8 of the class, I wanted to give you a send-off video by going over your week 8 assignment. Give me just a second here to share my screen and all the other stuff. Okay, blowing it up now, and now I'm going to jump over to the week 8 assignment. And I'm sharing the same video for Composition 1 and Composition 2 because the two assignments are excuse me, very similar. In both classes, your final assignment will be revising your week 6 draft. The papers are a little bit different, and I may cover that a little bit in this video, but I want to just go over some basic requirements and expectations. Okay. The materials in the course discuss revision in more detail. And I encourage you to really read those materials in the textbook and in the other materials, so that you can get a good understanding of what's happening here. Revision is not simply going through your paper and fixing the errors that your instructor has pointed out. You should do that too, but it also requires you to be creatively involved in the revision process. And what that means is uh, looking at your paper, considering the feedback you've been given from me and from your fellow classmates during the week 7 peer review, and doing things to improve the content of your papers. Sometimes maybe your introduction needs to be reworked to make it more engaging. Maybe you need more reasons to support your main point in the paper. Maybe some things need to be switched around, some things need to be cut, some things need to be added. There could be many different things that you can do or should do to revise a paper. And a lot of that is just your own decisions that you will have to make. Being a writer does not mean just going through and checking off the box, say, okay, I did this, I did that, I did that. It means really being involved with the process of making decisions, of considering ways that your paper can be better. And as I encouraged you, especially in Comp 1, to do whatever is required to make your paper better. For the week 6 assignment, research was not a strict requirement of the assignment, but in many of your papers, I did write, I did write this would be a good place to add some research, do some research on this. And I was trying to encourage you to think about going beyond doing just the barest minimum of the assignment. And I want to encourage you to think about that in everything you do, about doing more than just the barest minimum. A lot of times people enter classes like Comp 1 or Comp 2, and they just want to get through it. They're just checking out the box. You've got an English requirement, so you'll take this class, you'll do what's required, and then you'll move on to the next thing. I encourage you to really think beyond that in everything you do, because what we're trying to do in college here is train you not just to get the next job, but to train you to be a professional. And being a professional means going the extra mile sometimes. It means doing more than just checking off the boxes in the barest minimum. I like to think of it this way. If you had to, for whatever reason, hire a lawyer to represent you in court, would you want a lawyer who just did the barest minimum to serve your needs? I mean, God forbid that you're on trial for something, but suppose you were. Would you want a lawyer who just checked off the box and did whatever was minimum required to do his job? No, you'd want somebody who was going to pull out all stops and do everything he could to serve your interests. Likewise, if when you go to see a doctor, don't you expect that doctor to do everything within his or her power to make you healthy, to help you maintain your health? Do you want a doctor who just barely passed med school and is only doing what's barely required to serve your needs? No, you want somebody who's going to do everything that is required to make you healthy and to give you a sense of well-being. So if you don't want to work with a person who does the barest minimum, then don't be that person. Be a person who goes the extra mile. who sees what needs to be done in an assignment and then does it. Um, a lot of this, a lot of living in general is a process, and a lot of it is trying to figure out things as we go along. But be fully attentive to everything you're doing in the paper, and that's one of the reasons why in the week 7 assignment you were required to do two critiques. Um, just simply posting your initial post, your paper to be graded or to be reviewed, and then not doing any critiques was not acceptable. And the reason for that is because I want you to be thinking beyond just doing the barest minimum to survive. In this class and in some other classes, it's possible to do your discussion posts and uh, do the initial post and then do no responses whatsoever. Um, Unfortunately, that's short-sighted. Not only does that result in lower grade, but it also prevents you from really being part of a community, doing things that are necessary, uh, and more than necessary to survive and to have a good life. Um, if you've already submitted your week 8 assignment, that's great. That's wonderful. You probably don't need to do anything else as far as that's concerned. But if anything I've said here, or if anything in the materials in the course have caused you to look at it differently, then go ahead, look at it again. We've still got a few days left in the class, and if you see room for improvement, then resubmit the assignment. And please be a professional in everything you do. Um, I think our world will be a better place if everyone uh, does more than the minimum required and really tries to make a positive difference in the world. Okay, those are my final thoughts and words to you. I've enjoyed this class a great deal. I hope you have too. And best wishes on your next journey.